Welcome to Mommy and Me All Grown Up.
We're two generations,
Two perspectives,
and plenty of opinions
come together. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Mommy and Me All Grown Up. I'm Britt.
And I'm Bonnie.
I hate that intro, but we'll figure out something else as we go. Today is something very special. It's my mom's birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you. July 29th.
Yeah, she's a Leo.
Leos are the best for all those Leos out there.
I thought, why not record a podcast on her birthday? I think it's just, a fun thing to do. We got dressed up. We're going to get lunch after. We're going out to dinner later.
It's a great day.
Yeah, we'll take some photos, and this will be a lot of fun as well, too.
Yes, I'm excited for our second episode.
Yeah, so our first episode, how do you think that went?
I think it was my first time ever doing a podcast. And you, of course, I know have experience. You had another podcast. You've been on podcasts. So I think for my first time, what do you think?
I think you did very well. The only thing is that you were looking in another world.
Right, I think today I'm facing you.
I also did the same thing. I looked at the screen, I looked at you, I looked at the camera, but, it's our first one. And I think doing the first one went pretty well after.
Yeah,
also.
I just had to tweak a couple of things. And I think the best part of the whole thing was we got such great feedback.
Yeah.
Great positive
and
feedback.
And remember what we were saying? We were like, we don't know how it will... with certain people, you never know how things will react. When I first started my social media, I felt strangers were supporting me rather than closest friends and family. And not to shout out anyone or put anyone on blast, but I felt the family started following me later down the road, or they didn't really want to talk to me about it. When I first started blowing up on social media, that was huge for me, and to not acknowledge it is a little odd and weird, but whatever, we're past that. And then to this day, I feel like it's still strangers always commenting and engaging rather than my close friends. And some of my close friends don't even follow my page too, which is odd. So we thought the same thing was going to happen here, that none of our close family, friends were going to say anything or acknowledge it. And then, you know what? We were surprised, and people really did.
They did, which actually means a lot. And they took an interest, and they all thought it went well for our first episode.
Yeah, so. There was some things that happened, and it wasn't perfect. But, that's what I always say with my favorite quote. You got to just start and, take it day by day and see how it goes. You don't need to worry about every single thing. And the best thing is just to do it and go through with it fully and not just half-ass it also. So, yeah, that was great. And the feedback was funny. We had people come out of the woodworks. I had one guy hit us up to, want to clip our videos and want to work with us. You had what was it, your cousin?
Yeah, so I have a cousin that has done podcasting for years. And, of course, they're there if we ever need the help, which is so great that we have that if we do need the help. But I feel because of your background at school with your major communications, and you have a lot of experience already editing, and I didn't realize how much went into the editing of this. Yeah. Besides the preparing, it took you a while to just get it all together.
Yeah, so I'll briefly just touch upon that. I'm not complaining. I love this. And, I forgot to also mention that this sounds really trivial and silly, but I feel doing this podcast, I haven't told you this yet either, it's kind of like lightened that spark back into me. I love and I flourish very well on passion projects. And I feel for quite some time, I've been doing social media, but I've been doing the same mundane tasks. And I feel this really has brought the light in me and a spark. I love talking. I love being intellectual. And, I felt for a few months I was focusing on another job I was doing. I was working at a restaurant. So I feel like it
gave you some purpose.
Yeah,
now.
Exactly. It gave me purpose. It's giving me something to do, and I'm not stressing what should I do today. This is actually a full-time thing to do, to edit, to post content on it, and to plan for your next podcast. So I haven't mentioned that to you, but I feel like it's kind of given me that spark back.
But I think it's great.
Not fully, but eventually.
Because I'm one of your biggest supporters, and you built something already that I feel no one realizes. What is Britt going to do? What is she doing?
Yeah.
And you already have a social media background, Biceps by Britt on Instagram, and you do well, and you have a great platform, a nice following, and I don't want you to lose that. So this is just another piece to add to your list of things.
Yeah.
And I think it's great, and I'm excited to be a part of it because it's enjoyable for me to speak and talk about different things, which you and I
always
love
do.
To
and
speak
also,
about.
I mentioned last podcast, I live at home, and I've been thinking about it lately. I think it's funny that you're almost my roommate in a way. We're doing so many things together. Whenever I go out, She's always helping me pick out my outfit, my makeup, my hair. We're talking advice. We're doing this. It's almost like my Piper. My Piper was my roommate back in college.
Who was so great.
Best friend. We were
Yes.
so close. Shout
Great
out
girl.
Piper. And me and her did absolutely everything together. We were always talking, always had fun times together. So I feel like you're my new roommate.
Well, it's fun. I feel like I'm reliving my 20s again,
Yeah.
which is fun.
No, it's fun.
And I think as much as we always said in our other episode, we're different, but we're a lot alike in that way.
Yes.
And I love to help you pick out your clothes and makeup.
And we're very honest too.
Oh, and
yeah, we're very honest.
And also we both I used her lip gloss
Oh
today.
my God. No, we noticed in the last episode our lips were very dry. They were ugly.
So we
there
put
was
some
no
extra
shine.
gloss on today.
Yeah, we needed to pucker those things up because it was looking a little dull.
But wait a minute. We both woke up. I mean, I'm obviously a lot older than you, but my bags under my eyes today, I mean, now everyone's going to notice, but hopefully not. But it was double eye patch morning. And I don't know if people use eye patches. We've always been using eye patches under our eyes. It's just such a great thing to do.
Yeah, I'm obsessed.
As far as self-care for under eyes, especially in my age group, for sure.
I'm obsessed with the Rode eye patches. I know people think they're a waste of money because, you know, they're a little pricier than most eye patches, but I swear those are the only ones that actually work. And they're actually the only ones that stay on your eyes. The slimy ones, they never stay. They don't even work. And when I take them off, I think I'm just wet under my eyes, and it doesn't even do anything.
So it was an eye patch day.
Eye patch day.
Oh, but another patch of the day?
What?
For both of us, that we both put our ear patches on today, too. I know it sounds silly.
No, you love them.
I mean, it's more for women my age. The hole for the earring, it unfortunately starts to droop.
Mine's doing that
from
too.
wearing earrings for so many years.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing are these stickers that you put behind the hole in your ear, so it closes it up a little. It's my favorite thing. Just turning it a little bit around, Britt, because the last episode you had opened up with a question for me, and I actually have a question for you. Okay. And just so everyone knows, you don't know what the question is I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
So she had no time to prepare for this question that I am going to ask you. And there's so many things, but I chose this one for today. So what's one thing you're most proud of that people don't know about? What are you proud of, Britt?
Okay. I think what
that they don't know about you.
Most proud of is I feel like I go through phases. It might sound cliche. I know everyone has ups and downs, but when I have those downs, I really, really try to work on myself and not fault vices and really look internally and reflect also a lot. And I really always try to look on the brighter side of everything. I always make it a point to, work it out and figure it out, and just, there's always gonna be things that happen, but you have to always look at the brighter side. And I love working on myself. I think that's the best thing. I know you and Rich were big into that. There's always ways to grow and flourish, and I think I've had so many ups and downs, obviously nothing crazy or serious, but it kind of has morphed me, and I'm thankful for those times where I had to really reflect back or take a step back, because I would never have grown to where I am today and still growing. So I think it's just this thing that either was innately in me or I adopted along the way. Adaptability? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely see that, and I totally
Way
envy
to get so
you.
vulnerable right away.
No, I envy that, because when I was your age, I mean, there wasn't a lot of things where we did a lot of help for ourselves and self-help and wellness, and I admire that about you.
So I think just something that has always resonated in me, that if I feel something's not right or I'm not happy or fulfilled with something, that I'm going to do something about it. It honestly irks and bothers the living shit out of me when I hear people complain about their weight or their health or their mental health, and then they don't do anything about it.
Right.
Even just the smallest things that, I don't like how I feel about the way I look or whatever, then do something about it. There's so many resources and information out there right now that there's ways to change things. And I'm not just saying physically, I'm saying internally. And, there's ways to educate yourself and
there's a lot of resources
do new hobbies
out there.
And get yourself out of a funk. So I don't think there's an excuse for certain
yes
things.
And no. I mean, I could see both ways. I always look at the other side too. You have that inner strength to do that.
I know.
To reach out for your resources, and you have supportive parents.
Correct.
And you know how to utilize what's around you to feel good about things. But you do have to remember, there are people out there that don't know where to turn, don't know what to do, don't know how to utilize some good health and wellness
Correct.
practices.
I
So that
know.
takes education.
Right, it does.
And
You
help
need a
from other
mentor
people.
and you need
Yes,
guidance,
you have to have.
I guess.
So what's good, I think you have a good already supportive system from Rich and I, not to, toot our own horn, but, we're all about helping ourselves. But I do understand that some people need to get that
Yeah.
extra help. But I wanted to bring that up to you because I wanted you to.
I like that question.
Yes.
And I've never really thought about that, but I always kept in the back of my head that I always want to be better the next day. And not that I'm not satisfied with who I am today, but I think there's always just way more on the table. And why not advance to that too?
Right, absolutely.
I also just want to touch upon, this is nothing new to me. I'm obviously no expert in this field, but started a podcast with my really close friend Delaney when I was a sophomore in college. Tell me how many sophomores are starting a podcast in college.
You did
Not
a lot
many.
in college. You definitely did.
Yeah, so I started this podcast with my friend because me and her, so we're very into health and wellness, and at the time, I really wasn't going out. I wasn't drinking alcohol, and I was, what else can we do that fulfills us, where we can come together, we could talk, and
besides being a student going to classes.
yeah, and I was on the dance
and a sorority.
team and a sorority. I was trying to do track, then I got injured. We were, what can we do? That gives us an outlet to talk about how we feel during college when everyone's drinking. People are doing things that we don't want to be a part of. So we started this podcast called The Wellness Edition when I was a sophomore.
That's great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed listening to it.
And, of course, I take everything, to the next level. I'm very extra, so I contacted this podcast club at my school, and I got into the studio, and I literally would use this podcast room that no one else was taking advantage of, and there used to be a radio show in that room, but it didn't continue. So, you know what? I'm going to be the next person to start a podcast. So I started a podcast with her, and I did editing on my own. I figured out how to use this platform called Riverside. I figured out all these things, and I taught myself everything. So me and her had a great time talking about everything, and unfortunately, school ended. We didn't see each other. We tried to do it remote. It wasn't the same, so we kind of put that to the side. Then came my junior year. I took a podcast class, and it really sparked that back into me. And my professor was awesome, and I really fell in love with it again.
Which is interesting. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
but
go.
Do many colleges have podcast classes?
No. So
was that a new class that they had started that year?
Yeah. So it was brand new that year, and they actually took it away.
Why?
Don't know why, but they took the podcast class away. That was the first year, and yeah, no, most schools don't have that. Luckily, with my major and the place I chose, we did have that opportunity. So that was great, and I fell in love with podcasting again. And, I tried doing it with my brother.
You started with the podcast back years ago. It was sports related.
Yeah, no, so he probably, I would say, inspired me and sparked that in me. He was so good at it.
He was really good. You should continue, Jed. If you're listening, you should continue. Do another podcast.
And I would see him doing it in his room, and he would start laughing, and I would go in his room and interrupt him, and it was just a side thing, and him and his friend would do it, and I kind of stole his idea too.
But then remember, you did one with Jet.
Yeah, I did one with Jet, but that's kind of being the younger sibling. You see things and steal it, make it better.
Right.
So I guess that class kind of sparked it again in me, but I didn't, take it upon to do anything. And then, time flies, and what?
No, I was going to say, speaking of which we could tie into your college experience, which actually in this week they were talking about Arizona State.
Right.
If you want to touch upon that, about which ties into college, about what they came out with that people have mixed thoughts on.
Oh, yeah. So ASU, they just started a new major where it's called an influencer major. And of course,
or content creating.
Yeah. So, of course, you have plenty of people that are making fun of it. They're saying, oh, this is stupid, this is ridiculous. And I get it. Most people have no idea what goes into it. And the amount of, you're putting yourself out there for people to judge you, to comment on you. So I am so for this. I say this is awesome. I wish I had more guidance starting out. I had none. So I kind of had to learn everything on my own. And with social media, you develop very entrepreneurial skills, and it's a lot of business, and you're dealing with people, and you're dealing with how to, really make money.
How to market yourself,
marketing. And I wish I had that expertise So I'm so for this major, and I think it will do amazing, especially, I'm sure ASU.
I think University of Tampa, where you went, should have it because didn't
Yeah.
you always say so many
Oh my
people
God,
are
Tampa
influencers
has
there?
so many influencers, not just at the school, but in Tampa in general, as tons of influencers. So I think it would do very well. So I
think you could teach a class.
Oh, I can
or
definitely
two
teach a class
over there
about
for sure.
it. Yeah, and I was saying that you're basically, it's like a business, and to have like a
But
guidance.
people don't think that.
No, they don't.
A lot. Do you find, obviously, to me, you're like an influencer. You have a big following. You get products. We get so many products. It's so exciting,
free
Britt, having her at home because every day we get a new product, skincare, chips.
Beef tallow.
I mean, clothing. I mean, it's
and not just like a
unbelievable.
one product. We get a bulk of things.
I mean, we got
a bulk of gum yesterday.
We got gum. I mean, but you have to then when you get the product, the reason they're sending the products, what do they want you to do with it?
Well, you don't have to post. You're not required.
Right.
I just feel guilty if I don't.
Right.
And then,
but it's appreciated that they're sending it to you for free.
Yeah. No, I really appreciate that, and I think obviously I'm not making money off of it, but I think it's so cool to get free stuff. Who wouldn't want free products?
No, and it's great. And some of the items are costly, and it costs them to send it to us. And I think that's been great. But I think I'm all for that. I think every school should have that.
Yeah, because most people, we definitely could vouch for this. Obviously, I went to a public school, and we don't know everyone's situation.
Private.
I meant that.
Right. University of Tampa is a private school.
Obviously, I don't know 100%, but from what I've heard, these public schools, most of it is in a giant lecture hall. They're not actually learning anything. They're remote, and, you don't get that hands-on education, or I did.
Your classes were smaller.
I learned amazing things, and I'm not just saying textbook stuff. I learned public speaking skills. I learned editing skills. I learned marketing, and I learned things that I'm using now that are tangible.
How many kids or students can say that they she used to get done with her class, and you used to call me up and say, that was the best class. Yeah. I learned so much. I mean, I don't know how many kids can say they love the classes. I think Jet too really learned a lot because he went to Tampa with you, and I think that's something to say. It wasn't a waste of money.
Oh, no, it was not a waste of money.
You learned a lot.
And what Tampa does, and they're really good on this, we work hard, play hard at UTampa.
It's a great city.
There's so many fun things
a lot
to do.
Too.
Yeah, no, it
underrated.
Is. Yeah, we're like a walking marketing billboard for UTampa. If you need a marketing...
For University
of
Tampa.
I'm a huge fan.
People don't realize it's such a great city. There's so much to offer. The weather. I mean, we loved visiting you there. It was
I would be tanning every day.
Which brings us to one of the another things you did amongst your a million things at college.
Crazy.
What about your club?
So in Tampa, everybody was starting a run club and walking clubs, and my roommate Piper and I, we were very into tanning. So we would tan for hours at our pool, and one day we were just talking and laughing. She's, why don't we start a tanning club? And I was like, wait, no, we really should start. That's not a joke. We're starting this. And so I posted a video on my TikTok. Me and my roommate had a genius idea. We want to start a tanning club. And then some Tampa Instagram saw the video, and he's like, oh, can I share this? And I was like, sure. So we started getting a lot of traction and attention from it, and then we made the Instagram, and we started forming events, and we started getting vendors,
like a mini
DJ.
Business.
Yeah, we were hustling, and this was in the summer, so it was kind of dead, and we didn't really have much to do. So we were
the Tampa Tans,
business women, planning a lot of the stuff, and we did pretty well. We made a name for ourselves.
You made some money, I think,
made money
also as well,
and we had such a fun time. Yeah, it was stressful at some points, but
good networking.
It was great networking.
A lot of people.
And that was the point of it. Everyone's already tanning. Why not just bring people together?
Right. It wasn't just about tanning.
No.
It was about...
It was a pool party.
Right. And clubs... I don't know if people realize clubs in general, social clubs are a big thing. Are they still a big thing right now?
They're dying
currently?
Down a bit. I'll be honest. That's another whole segment. But
that's another thing we could talk about another time. Our social clubs.
But I think they're dying, and I think I'm over it. To be honest, when I want to socialize and meet people, I want to go out. I want to get dressed up. I don't want to run and look sweaty. I want to go to the bar. I want to go to the club.
Now the whole topic, which is great that you could do that without having a drink.
Should we get into that?
Well, before we get to that, actually, I wanted to just quickly but I did hear somewhere a lot of people are meeting people. Like,
oh yeah, run clubs
guys
are like a
and
dating
girls are meeting people at these clubs.
Yeah.
It's a good place to meet. So, Britt, if you want to talk about what it was like going to college, going out to bars and clubs, but which is so unusual, you didn't drink, which was unusual. You were a party girl and fun without the alcohol.
So where do I even begin?
And without drugs. Like I could say I have a daughter that, like a social thing here and there, but for the most part, you didn't need it. And how did you do it? People want to know, how did you go out to bars and clubs without drinking alcohol?
Okay. So whenever I get this question, I always get a little like tingly. It feels a little weird and awkward. If I don't know the person, it sounds like I was like an alcoholic and I stopped drinking. Never was that. My parents, they're not big drinkers, you guys.
A social drink here and there.
So I grew up with that never really in my limelight or in my, perception. So
we never had to drink.
No.
Rich and I.
And some parents, they are always drinking, so it kind of projects it onto the children. So luckily it never was in my vicinity. When I went to college, I was first getting into health and fitness, and I was very against it. I was like, I'm not going to drink. I don't want to ruin my body. I don't want to do this and that. And then another thing is, not to bash any girls, but I would be sober sometimes, and I would see these girls, and they just looked so ridiculous and so stupid. They were getting taken advantage of. You're doing bad.
Getting sick.
Yeah, throwing up.
Drinking.
Like, you're doing things that it's not good.
It turned you off.
Turned me very off to it. So I was like, you know what? I'm not drinking at all. Never say never, because I was a freshman in college and I, wanted to make friends. I just joined a sorority and I gotta, maybe go out a little bit, drink a bit. So this is what happens when all your life you don't drink. You get that first taste of that dose. And yeah, maybe I kind of did like it. I had fun. I let loose a little bit. I was flirtier. I was friendlier. I was social. So I started getting really into it.
Freshman year
of college, going out with a bunch of girls and guys, and I had a great time. I don't regret one bit. So fast forward to spring break, I started noticing a lot of changes in my body. I started feeling very puffy, inflamed. I started losing myself. I was not who I really am. I was in class, not even focusing. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't that driven girl. And I know it sounds so stupid, but I'm so self-aware that I noticed these things right from the get-go. And I was, oh my God, I got to figure my shit out. So I came home that summer of my freshman year of college. And
you even looked different.
I looked different.
It didn't look like you. Remember with the fake lashes?
Oh, I looked terrible. We can put a photo up maybe. So it didn't look like me. I just felt awful. And I made a promise to myself that I'm going to not drink anymore. And
you did that yourself. There's an example that you did this yourself.
I pulled myself out of this. I could have kept going.
You did it for yourself.
Yeah. So
you had that inner strength to do that.
Made a promise to myself, and I remember talking to my dad, not to out you on this, but I remember having a conversation with him, and he was like, yeah, you should stop drinking. It's not for you. Alcohol is literally poison, and you don't need it. But then you were like, no, you were having fun. You were having a good time. It's okay. But my dad was completely on my side, and he knew what I felt.
I didn't mean to, I wasn't look, when I was your age, I drank in college.
Right, so you probably didn't think anything of it.
But I was able to control it. I was in control.
I couldn't.
So, which is the thing. And until this day, yeah, I'll have a glass of wine here and there, but that's it. I don't need it.
No, but I'm the type, side note, I have an addicted personality.
Either you can't just an occasional drink.
No,
you either have to
black
stop.
out.
No, yeah.
Right there and then is a big red flag. Alcohol.
So you can't,
alcoholic.
You can't even have a sip.
I knew, I was like, this will get bad.
Okay, yeah.
I made a promise, and I told my dad, I told you, I'm done drinking. And then...
Which is amazing that you could say that to yourself and stick with it.
Yeah, and I was also, still 20 years old?
You were so young. You just finished up your freshman year of college.
And that was a semester of drinking. The first semester I didn't drink because I was on the track team. I was on the dance team. I was doing track and joining a sorority, so I didn't really have time to get drunk.
Very busy.
So I made a promise to myself. I said to not drink anymore, and I started documenting my journey to lose my freshman. It was 30 pounds maybe.
Freshman 15, freshman
30. 30. I gained a lot of weight. Because, not only was it alcohol, I was eating
and you were aware of that. It wasn't, and I'm just, right? I wasn't the type of mom that said, oh my, Britt, you need to lose weight.
I knew.
I wasn't that. She knew. She took it upon herself. She put herself on an eating plan.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with me. And she took action and took initiative in yourself, which I commend you for.
Yeah.
Which you wanted to lose weight. You got yourself together. You took care of your skin. You took care of your everything, which was great. But then you realized then you still wanted to go out, and you went back to school sophomore year, and then you said to yourself, and tell me if this is right or wrong, that you're going to try to still socialize, have fun, go out, and see
But
if
you
you
missed
could
a
do
part
it.
of like what happened when I started documenting it, like on my Snapchat private story.
Okay, so tell me, so you started documenting what you were doing,
Like what I was eating,
when
how
you
I
were
was
eating.
working out. And
Right, you started really working out, you started eating healthier, you didn't have any drinks, and you were documenting it, and then
Yeah.
what?
I had a lot of girls reach out because I ended up losing a lot of weight and like you look amazing, blah blah blah.
And didn't
So,
people want you to help them
train them? Yeah.
train them?
And this is before all the peptides and all that, shit. I did it very natural and
Working out at the gym, weight training.
And it took like all summer.
So then you had girls reaching out to you and wanted to get your help for how to eat better, work out, and you did have that backbone already. You were always working out, you were always weight training.
Yeah.
But you just took more of a few steps forward to do more with it at the time. And then what happened?
So I documented a lot, and then I decided one day, and I also to mention, I was very anti-social media, never posted anything.
Right, especially
online.
in high school.
I
never
hated it.
it.
Took the TV out of my room.
She still doesn't have a TV. You still don't have a TV.
No, I don't. Well, yeah, but at the time, I remember,
which is unusual. I mean, that's a big deal. How many people don't have a TV in their room? That's unusual.
Yeah,
and you're fine with it.
No, I don't like TV.
But then you get into the other whole thing of what you do to go before you go to sleep. You get into your books.
Such a nerd. I'm such a nerd.
She's a pretty nerd. Like, you would never know.
So I was very anti-social media, and this actually started during COVID when I literally wanted to change every single thing about me because I just felt I needed to do that. So I got the TV out of my room. I started reading a lot, and that's where health and fitness really sparked my attention. I started working out with a trainer. My dad was teaching me a lot about health and fitness. I just listened to a lot of podcasts. That's where I really got into podcasts, and just literally taught myself everything from the gym. That's one thing I could say that a man didn't teach me anything about the gym, because I know a lot of girls learn from their boyfriends, their brothers, dads, but I taught everything myself.
You did.
That's another thing I do. I'm one of those people that I don't want anyone's help. I will learn it myself and teach myself.
Figure it out yourself, which you did.
Yeah.
You planned out all your workouts yourself. I mean, you had trainers here and there that we have used as a family, and you would go to our trainer.
Yeah, that's where it originally started.
You went through this summer. Did you feel great, better
I was
after
like
the
on
summer?
cloud
like a different
nine.
person?
Cloud 9.
Where did you see the changes?
Everywhere. My face, my body. Inflammation was completely shot.
Did you even go out, I don't remember, to bars or clubs during the summer?
No, I think I was working
that first summer.
Where was I working? Oh, American Social.
Right, you were a hostess at American Social restaurant.
And I was also a camp counselor.
Right, and you spoke up.
Right. So
you did that, and then then you started your sophomore year.
When I changed my body, changed my habits, I felt my friends treated me so different, and I felt awful. I felt great. I was on cloud 9, I said, but I felt my friends were slightly jealous.
Was it the friends that were big drinkers?
Yeah.
And they couldn't handle it because weren't they so envious? How do you go? Didn't you always get that question? How do you go out in a bar, in a club situation with the music blasting and not having alcohol in you? You probably got that question. And how did you do it? Was it hard at first?
Yeah, so originally when I was underage, I would be going to frat parties, and obviously that's not fun when you're sober because, the whole point of frat parties is to be drunk and whatever.
Was it hard to socialize with
the
guys and girls when you didn't have alcohol?
At first, I think when I was a freshman and sophomore, because that's when people were drunk the most.
Right.
As I got older, people kind of toned it back and they weren't as drunk.
Right.
So, yeah, it was uncomfortable and awkward at first because that's all people did when they were freshmen and sophomores. But as I grew up and as I got my platform, I started documenting me going out sober. And it sounds so corny and cheesy, but it really developed another confidence in me too. It was that girl that would talk to every single person at the bar.
I
was
know
so
how you
funny.
did it. I couldn't have done it.
I would dance. I had the time of my life, and I would just I would think nothing of it.
I think that's an unbelievable trait. Unbelievable. I still can't get over that you were able to go through the rest of your college time without drinking and still having a great time and socializing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think most people would not have been able to do that.
No, most people
You should
can't.
really be proud of yourself. I am.
I
That you were
am.
able to do that.
And I also.
I mean, Jet can do it too. I mean,
But Jet's a little shot compared to me. He's more shy.
Right, but he was able to do it. I mean, I think he said he would have a drink here and there through college,
Yeah.
but he was also able to go out and not have to have that drink if he didn't need it or get drunk. Most of his friends.
But then I do want to mention that even when I said that I wasn't drinking ever again, I did drink a few times. I occasionally here and there. But majority of the time when I would go out, I was completely sober. And you would think people would think it's weird and why they're questioning me. And sometimes I'd make jokes that I was alcoholic and it was just silly things.
Alcoholic already at 18, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So silly. No.
Guys were very impressed. How could you go out sober? I didn't even know we were having a full conversation. You were fine and
you didn't
blah,
need
blah,
it.
blah.
You didn't need it.
And then
you were so confident in yourself.
Yeah, I think that's what it was also. But I think what also it is that since I didn't have alcohol, I probably had to be more social, so I kind of forced myself to be even more.
But you're social in general. I mean,
yeah, I've always been like social butterfly and stuff. But then I also flipped it and noticed that with people that rely on alcohol to be social, that's kind of embarrassing.
But most people
like that,
college age and even high school, they
can't even have a conversation or have the courage to go up to somebody or talk to somebody if they don't have alcohol in them.
True.
So I think that really developed a really fun side, and then everybody knew in college that I didn't drink.
You were known. Then it was fine because then everyone knew. Oh, we know that Britt. And then you were known as biceps.
Know. It was really cute. Like people wouldn't even call me Britt; they would say biceps, and obviously.
You started your account in college,
right?
Really and you were known as biceps.
Literally just guys, girls, professors.
Right.
My brother's girlfriend actually
Erica.
came up with it, so shout out her.
Yes.
Thank you. And I don't have a ginormous biceps. It's just cute because it goes with my name.
Yes.
But I love it. I'm never going to change it even if I grow out of fitness and whatever. But so I did really well with that. But just one more thing about alcohol. I don't right now I'm at a point where like occasionally I'll have a drink like
I remember. Still?
Well,
okay.
It's
like
okay. Spring break.
You're of age, so it doesn't matter.
Well, and then I've gone on dates and I've had a few drinks and whatever. Just like I don't know.
But
I don't need it.
No, but it's social.
It's just a little. Sometimes when you're on a first date, I don't drink, and you're going out to the bar for a drink.
Social, but then
I don't get drunk. And
right.
I'm not blacking out. But also the other thing which is terrible. I'm such a lightweight now that I have one drink and I'm already feeling it.
Right.
So I have to be careful.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Social, right?
Yeah.
If I go out, I'll have a glass of wine, but not that often. I don't need it.
Yeah, I don't
know. But when I was your age in college too, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to go out to bars and clubs without drinking. I was one of those girls that had to drink. My friends from college would know that.
And you know what's funny? My friend Piper, she would be more aware of things and she was drunk and I wasn't, and you know how you get high and silly off of just
absolutely high on life without having drugs or alcohol.
High on life.
Yes.
Right here.
Yeah.
So that was a great time. College was great. I got drunk a lot, didn't get drunk a lot, and really started my social media platform in college. So as much as I say that, college could be a waste of time, I don't regret one bit, and I had a great time.
Yeah, no, I know you did. It was a great experience for you as a student and the city, and you made some nice friends.
Sometimes too.
Nice connections, and you'll have to go back and revisit it. It brings up a lot of memories for me when I was at college. I went to University of Hartford, and I'm still friendly with a lot of my college friends. And
I know. College friends are something that it's a bond that
we had such a bond. I was in the same sorority as you.
Yeah, we're sisters,
SCT
but I dropped my sorority.
But she deactivated.
I was I'm over this shit.
Where I went all through college up to my senior and became president.
I was VP, though, of recruitment.
You were very involved, and it was exciting because I could relate to all of that. And, so speaking of friends, I do keep in touch with my college friends from there. It's a lot harder now as we get older, and we all have busy schedules, and I wish I could speak to them more often than I do, but we all quick text here and there, or we'll talk on the phone or see each other on social media. And high school friends, though, I do have to say,
cut them all off.
Yeah, no, I don't really speak to anyone. Once in a while I'll speak to one that I keep in touch with, but for some reason, Dana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who was
Speaking
great.
Of like high
she
school
was
friends,
my oldest friend. Yeah. So with friends, and also as you get older, I made a lot of friends through you and Jet. Growing up, I made a lot of friends that way. I made a lot of friends in the neighborhood, but there's nothing like my college friends, I have to say. Was there anything interesting that you have, or I'll even mention, like some kind of, I thought this was interesting. I'm always researching and looking for the best beauty products or hair products or different things, food products. And this is, I know you.
Yeah, you told me, and I thought it was ridiculous.
I mean, I thought this was interesting. Popsicle lips. And I asked you, I'm like, did you hear anything about popsicle lips?
No, I've never heard of it. What is it?
So it's like having gloss on your lips looking a popsicle. I know it sounds so silly, but it's sort of what we did today. You gave me that lip stain I used.
I'm not following.
Or that lip peel. So what a popsicle lip is, you either use a lip stain or a lip peel that you put on your lip first.
Isn't that just a lip stain?
But then you go over it with a really glossy
lipstick. Does it look
lipstick.
like a popsicle?
It's supposed to give that look. Like picture yourself
like you said,
eating
a
red popsicle.
Okay.
And then you know how when you're eating a red popsicle,
how do
your
you
lips,
apply it though? Is it like a
But
regular...
I'm just saying it's the analogy is to a popsicle. Your lips get very shiny and red from the popsicle. So then you take a lip stain, either a red, a pink, or the lip peel, and then you go over it with a very glossy, clear or pink gloss.
Okay.
So you have that popsicle lip. We'll have to try it.
Yeah, we'll have to try it. We'll see how it is.
I'm always into trying different types of fun things. Did you notice anything? I think you mentioned something earlier about something that is a trend right now.
So
also,
I noticed that for some reason the whole bare and clean girl look is kind of, I mean, I kind of like it, kind of don't, but it's like that clean girl look. So I saw somewhere lately that naked lashes is now a trend, and people are ditching their mascara because it's giving more of a chic look.
Naked lashes without any mascara.
No mascara.
Like people are going out without mascara,
full
which
face.
I could never do.
Full face of makeup, but no mascara.
A full face of makeup.
Naked lashes.
Really? So a full face of bronzer and blush, concealer?
Yeah, but I do
is
like it.
Is it your generation or is
anybody?
It my generation?
I saw celebrities like on the red carpet.
There's plenty of women I see out there with no mascara anyway on.
Yeah, right.
But then they have no makeup on.
Yeah, but I kind of like it. Like if you do a full face,
well,
and
you could do
no
it.
Lashes,
you could get away with it at your age.
You look very.
I don't know if I could do it at our age.
I feel like it makes you look pure and more youthful.
Because sometimes on the face and you're tan. I think you have to have a tan.
Yeah, but I think also it's a chic look because sometimes lashes could cover up your eyes and it makes it a little harsh looking too.
Yeah, Hailey Bieber, I saw she could do it. She could get away with it. You have to have that certain look. You have to have maybe some
gorgeous.
tan.
Yeah, she could do it.
You have to be. I don't know.
I feel like I would look like I just woke up.
But
out
there's
of bed.
plenty of people that I know that do go out without mascara and makeup. That's one thing.
Yeah.
I have to put mascara on.
And I feel like now I've adapted that. And I'm like, I don't even care to put makeup on for the gym. But
you're tan also, and your age, you don't need
to.
All
right. Enough with the compliments. Okay. And then another thing is bare thing is bare nails.
Oh, okay. You did do that for a little while.
I did. I think that's kind of...
You got over it. You're like, I need to get a color now.
Yeah, I couldn't stand it. My nails weren't done. It looked gross. It looked like a boy's hand. So... yes and no to the nails. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of bare nails. I mean, I know every now and then it's probably good to not have polish or dip or gel on your nails.
Getting your toes on is a must. I'm sorry, but
but we did take a break.
We did.
We both.
We had to. Not to be TMI, but should we even go there? Never mind.
We both took a break from polish. I was getting gel polish on my toes.
Gel pedicures.
And we needed to take a break.
That's something. Do not get gel pedicures.
Yeah, it was great because it didn't chip ever.
But then you can get fungus.
But you can. So we both took a break from that. But now we both have polish again on our toes.
Our feet are clean.
Now we're showing our feet, so we like to have polish on the toes.
The toes are out.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that one. All right, should we transition to love it or leave it?
Sure.
Or do you have anything else you want to bring up?
No, anything else you need to say? Anything else? Is there anything else you needed to know about me, like when I was your age in college, or
no?
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't want this podcast to be all about me.
Yeah, no, right. Well, it is. It's okay. I don't mind. If I was your age, I would.
Guys,
I would
also
not
my
want to
half
say.
birthday was yesterday.
Oh, right. I forgot to tell you that. I knew that the 28th.
We
Happy
didn't
half
do
birthday.
anything about it.
Half birthdays in our family.
We kind of do.
We
We
do.
do. Yeah.
And 28 is a big number in our family.
Yeah, it's a
'cause
lucky number.
You and Jet are born on the 28th,
Yeah.
and even we have some family members that are on the 28th, and I have friends that are on the 28th. For some reason, 28 is a big thing, even though
It's a lucky
28,
number.
29 today is a great day.
It's great.
It is a great day.
Yes.
I always like birthdays. I do.
I never liked birthdays.
I love it. I love celebrating, and and a big one tradition that's important in my family growing up with my mom and dad. So every birthday my mom especially had to make sure we had to blow out a candle.
Doesn't everybody?
There are people that can go, I guess, a whole day for their birthday and never blow it out. I don't know.
Wait, I'm confused.
No, but
like
maybe
the minute you wake up, like what are you
no,
talking
just
about?
at some point through the day, make sure you blow out a candle and make a wish.
That's not a tradition. Everybody does that. I mean,
I
it's
don't know.
tradition, but everyone does it.
Well, let's hope maybe people will comment to you. I wonder if there's ever been anyone on their birthday that never blew out a candle.
That's sad.
No, it could be for some people. See, because we always made sure that you did. I would never let the day go by without you blowing out a candle.
I could care less if I blew out a candle.
I did. I had to because it was just a tradition in my house growing up that we had to make sure we had to blow out a candle at some point that day.
Well, I think it's
and we had to know when we were born. You know the time you were born, when Jet knows when he was born. I know when I was born. It was already my birthday. I was born at 1:30 p.m. So that was always a big deal. I always told you, because you were in college during your birthday, and sometimes Jet was. And
I think I was home a lot because it was
maybe
winter
you
break.
were. But I would tell Jet, make sure that you blow out a candle at some point.
Yeah, and I think she has so many superstitions. You do.
I got that from my mom.
We walked past a pole, and we were on opposite sides. I was on one side, she was on the other side, and she goes, bread and butter. I'm like, what's going to happen if you don't say bread and butter? Because apparently whenever you go through a pole, through a pole, explain it.
If there's a street sign pole on the corner.
I'm on one end, she's on the other end.
And I go on one side and Britt goes on the other. I was always told, had to go back around and walk around it. Or if you both walk on either side, my mom always said, say bread and butter.
And I was like, what do you mean? What's going to happen if you don't say it?
I don't know. It's just another superstition.
And then she was like yelling at me, you got to say bread and butter.
Yeah, it was just a superstition.
Yeah,
so we had a lot of little superstitions that I got from my mom. So was there anything else that you wanted to bring up before we go to love it or leave it?
That's it, right? Let's do that.
So we're always going to have this on our episodes, love it or leave it, where I'm going to mention something or you're going to mention something and you're going to tell me your thoughts about it and if you love it or just leave it. And as our podcasts continue and episodes, people can comment in and send messages on some other things that they want us to include for love it or leave it. So the first one we have here, Britt, hot Pilates.
Absolutely not. And I know
leave it.
Leave it. I'm very against it. So I see it's such a big trend on social media right now. I see these girls in their cute sets sweating their asses off in a hot Pilates room. First of all, just because you're sweating doesn't mean that you're doing anything. And if you're using light weights, that's another whole thing I can get into that you're not actually building any muscle.
Well, if you're doing the reps, a lot of reps with light weights are still good.
Yeah, it's not bad. Right? I don't want to knock it fully, but
at least you're doing something.
You're sweating doesn't mean you're even doing anything. And when I go to a sauna, I want that time to sweat and chill and relax.
Right.
If you're also getting your heart rate up even more, I just don't see the benefits of it.
So I also leave it. Pilates is great in general. I used to do it when it first started. When it became a trend, I was like, sometimes when things become trendy,
I hate it.
I get turned off. I don't know about other people, but I have to do things when they're not trendy. And then when they become trendy, I have no interest anymore. Yeah. So when Pilates has, in general, become
I liked it for a little bit, but then I got over it too.
It was good, but anything that's hot. Even though I don't mind being hot, but not working out and being hot. It reminds me of hot yoga. I hated hot yoga.
I don't like it either.
So I would say leave it for me too, for hot Pilates.
Yeah.
Barrel jeans.
There's not much to talk
First
about.
Explain, I don't know if everyone knows what barrel jeans are. Is a jean that on the leg is very wide and then comes very narrow by the ankle. That's considered a barrel. No, it's different than wide. A wide leg jean is different than a barrel jean.
I have to see a photo
wide
of this.
leg is when the whole entire leg is very wide and loose fitting.
All right.
And then you have the barrel that is just wide along the leg, but then comes down narrow by the ankle.
See, I am impartial because I don't really know.
I'd
honestly.
have to show you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
and
get
then
back
there's
to you.
other types of jeans too, but
What do you think of it?
I
No.
am not a fan. I don't love it. I know it can look cute.
You know what I love also? I love when my jeans are like sweeping the floor. I love when they're long.
You like,
I
there are
love it.
people like that.
I think
know
it's
people
cute.
that, I see what you're saying.
You like to get everything hemmed.
I do.
Perfectly.
I do, but I
Shows
don't
the difference
No, but
between
when
us.
I get my jeans hemmed, I bring 5 pairs of shoes with me.
Oh,
Did you
jeez.
know that? And
Not
boots,
surprised.
because I tell the woman I want them hemmed so I can wear them with this size shoe, that size shoe, that heel, sneaker. So I want them long for certain time. Yeah, and you have to go to the right tailor to know how to do that. And so sometimes I want them long, and
Okay.
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say leave it for me
Okay.
for barrel.
Yeah.
Okay. Red light therapy.
I like it, but I haven't done it that much. I've tried it a
Do
few
you want to
times.
explain in case there are people out there that may not even know what red light therapy
Well,
is?
there's a few different types. So I've done the types.
Let's talk about the one just for the face.
Okay, so there's like a
alone
red
for
light
today.
panel that is good for your skin. But then I could talk about the one I've gone in like a
Yes,
tube.
there's a body one.
And it's kind of like a tanning bed, but it's not a tanning bed. And it helps with your sleep. It helps with your mental health. It helps with your skin. And you actually sweat a little bit. So I'm for it. I believe in it.
Yeah, no, I actually haven't done it. I've seen it. I've been with you. I would like to do it because I do hear there's so many benefits for skin, for the cellular level,
Yeah.
for wrinkles, for lines, and it makes you feel good.
Then again, I've heard that the red light, it actually mimics the UV from the sun. So you could just go out in the sun too. It's kind of like similar.
Right.
So people kind of
Okay.
make fun of it for that.
Right.
But
Okay.
both.
Okay. Dry brushing.
Oh my God, we are obsessed.
Obsessed.
And who got you into it?
You did.
I did.
Obsessed with dry brushing.
Yeah.
But some people, again, we can't assume that everyone understands what a dry
Right.
brush is.
Yeah.
So you just have to just explain.
Okay,
a
I'm gonna like
2-minute
nerd out
thing.
a little bit on this because I love
You want
it.
me to? Oh,
I got it.
Okay.
So
Love
basically,
dry brushing. You got whoever hasn't used a dry brush.
You gotta get on
women.
it.
You have to. Men.
Guys.
No. You don't have to. The women. It's
Whatever.
for the women.
Yeah. So basically, our lymphatic system doesn't have a pump, so you can't release certain things properly, as if with your heart. It's a circulatory system, so you're kind of like.
We're getting an education.
Yeah, I'm not the best to explain this.
No, but she's good. She knows her. You know your stuff.
So it doesn't really process as well as some other systems in the body. So the way to like move things and get things going is to wake up your lymph nodes and to activate your lymphatic system. And the way to activate your lymphatic system, you have to like, tap on certain lymph nodes and stuff. And then when you take a dry brush, you go in certain directions to move things going
Towards the heart, you tap.
towards the heart. Right. And then also on top of dry brushing, this is kind of a side thing because you have lymphatic drainage. I'm obsessed with lymphatic drainage massages. It's basically similar, but you're using your hands and you're flushing.
And she's been getting a lot of
out.
them done from these great salons.
The Tox is amazing, and if you're in South Florida, they have them I think they have them up north too. There's other places that are great as well. But I notice when I get them done, I am snatched because it removes a lot of your bloating.
Very
and if
healthy.
You're holding an
I
excess
haven't gotten
water
one
weight.
done. I would like to.
I'm obsessed with lymphatic anything. And then another thing, sorry, I'm obsessed and nerd about this. I love the gua sha.
Yes, I did use that for a little bit.
And sorry, one more thing. Like, I literally, like, I'm so weird. Like, I'm a lip smaxer, I have to admit. Like, do you know what that
Lip maxing, yes.
Well, not really, but I will go and, like, go like this with my fingers to, like, sculpt my cheekbones.
Yes.
I swear it works. And
She doesn't even need to.
right.
You don't even need to.
Okay.
I mean, I'm talking to them again. You.
whatever.
You.
So I'm all for
Yeah.
making yourself look better, but no hammering the face. That's
No, I
another
agree.
thing.
And just getting back to the dry brushing, because Britt, you got me into
I'm
it.
obsessed.
So I got a dry brush, and you
Remove
can get them on
cellulite,
Amazon.
bloating,
And it does
everything.
help. I've noticed for some reason the next day on the scale, sometimes I lose a few ounces. I swear, I'm not
Didn't Rich
making
say
it
you
up.
look skinnier or something?
Something I could tell a difference sometimes in the stomach with
Snatches
the
you.
dry brushing on the stomach.
Yeah.
So
good.
I am so for that. My obsession, love it.
Yes. Okay. Perfect.
Okay, next one, pickleball.
Do we have to say much about this? Because I am
No,
absolutely
it's so
anti
old,
pickleball.
but I just had to throw it in there just to throw it in there.
It's so lame. I'm sorry.
Would it be? It's such
sorry
a
that
trend.
people do it.
I mean,
but-
tennis. Just keep tennis.
Or
There's
do an
nothing
actual
like tennis.
sport.
I mean, pickleball. People were doing because it's a trend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so leave it.
We hate
Pickable.
it. I'm absolutely like embarrassed whenever we're out in public and she does this.
So voiced texting.
Oh God, it's so annoying.
So a lot of times when I'm texting, I'm a very fast texter, I would say, for my age, but sometimes I get lazy and I'll voice text my message to people. And I could be out in public with Britt and she gets so mad because you hear me talking my texts.
Yeah, everyone hears what you're saying to
I
this
know,
person.
it's just easy. I get lazy.
And then also the thing is, when you're voice texting, you're speaking, so it comes out in like
I know,
long
you have
paragraphs.
to check it. One thing I do check
but it's
it.
longer. It's
I
text
know.
should be short.
Oh, that's the other thing. Paragraph text.
No, please.
And
I'm not
Lori,
reading
my sister,
it.
can vouch for that too. She hates when I send her paragraph
I'm so
text.
dry when I respond to you sometimes.
I have to get more to the point. I'm long-winded, and I know my kids and Jet probably can't take my long text.
No, we can't.
I got to get to the point, and I should do more texting with the hands than the voice. So
yes,
you're leave it. I love it. I'm going to keep it.
Sure.
I love my voice texting.
Keep it up.
Okay. So we covered our love it or leave it.
Another episode
in the books. Wow. Episode 2. Yeah, this was great.
And then also another thing I wanted to mention, that we're not doing this because we want to, make a name for ourselves. Like, we like this because we like to have fun and we like to talk, and we don't care where this goes as long as we're enjoying it. We're having fun.
This is so much fun. So thank you for the support. Thank you for listening in to everyone. And Britt, thanks for
you're thanking me.
Making
Thank you
for
too.
Making it possible.
Yeah, and happy birthday again.
Thank you.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.